this week's parsha, we learn about the last of all in the Testament of Yaakov Avinu, Jacob, our patriarch, who spends his final years in Egypt. He gathers his children around his bedside right before he passes away, and he leaves to them his last will and testament, and he appoints a special role for Yehuda, Judah, as the leader. He says, Yehuda, Ata yaducha achecha, your brothers shall praise you. You'll be the leader. Eventually the monarchy, the Davidic dynasty, King David will emerge from you. And he blesses him with this eternal role as being the leader for the Jewish people. Indeed, Malchus Beis David, the Davidic dynasty, all the leaders that have emerged from that lineage have come from the tribe of Yehuda of Judah. Now, what was it about Yehuda that made him so uniquely qualified for this role? Was he very righteous? Did he commit no sins? What was it about Yehuda that he had this exalted role that for all time he was appointed to be the leader of the Jewish people? If we take a stronger, closer look rather at what Yehuda did in the Torah, Yehuda committed mistakes in his lifetime. He encouraged the sale of Joseph as a slave. In fact, he advocated for that. He had that relationship with Tamar when he got her pregnant, and that was a major debacle in its own right. So what was it about Yehuda that made him uniquely qualified for a leadership position? And the reason is if we take a look in the Torah, because Yehuda, despite all of his failings, he was able to take responsibility for his actions. He was able to say, I was wrong. I admit that I made an error, but I want to learn from my mistakes. Tzadka mimeni, he said after the story with Tamar, she is right, and I was wrong. In life, we all make mistakes. There is not a person out there that is perfect. Life, by definition, means that we are all imperfect, people that do imperfect things. But the question is, how do we respond to that? How do we react to our failings? Do we turn that into a learning experience? Do we take responsibility for that? Or don't we? Yehuda taught us something great. Yehuda taught us what it means to be a true leader. He said, if you make a mistake, take responsibility for it. Say those words. I was wrong, and I want to move on from that. I want to learn from that. And because of that, that's what made him uniquely qualified to be the leader. And indeed, the Davidic dynasty comes from his tribe. Folks, I think throughout our lives, we are always confronted with how to move on from experiences of failings. How can we respond to that? Let us learn the lesson of Yehuda's leadership and how to say, I was wrong, but I want to learn from that. Have a wonderful Shabbos.